What's going on, guys? Today we're taking a more in-depth look at the 420cc 5-inch Powerhorse chipper shredder. Got another video of assembly and the first use on this, but now we're going to put it through its paces and see what it can do. So then just a quick overview of it. We got a 420cc motor with the vertical chute going out the front of it. And this is a 2-inch tongue towable. Tow it around your job site, wherever you're chipping at. I would trailer it to transport it anywhere though, which is what I did. Really nice machine. So we've got a lot of stuff primed up and ready to go for it. Got a pile of stuff right here, as well as more in this area, and we got a bunch of stuff still to clean out, a bunch of logs, and then have stuff that we've already cleared over here. Got this big old pile of stuff, not really in an area that we can burn. Got a lot of stuff around, so going to be seeing if we can chip a lot of this stuff up. It's going to be really good material to use, and we'll be putting it to its paces. As this is, I guess, thorny olive, and it's got some really long slender branches, so we'll see how it does. So it's a pretty simple operation. This thing starts right up. You have your on-off ignition switch, choke, fuel, and then your throttle. And this is also really nice, as we have this is a emergency kill switch, which is wired up from here. Chute's really nice, super long. You're really not going to be able to reach down there, not that you want to anyways, but basically this kill switch is, if you are, you'll hit the switch, push it in, and kill the motor. Really nice machine. We'll see what it can do. Most of our material is around the 2 to 3 inch range. We do have a couple that are in the 4 to 5, which is rated for 5-inch, so we're going to see how it does. All right, let's get her started. Got our switch on, choke's on, fuel's on. Well, we've ate through that full pile of logs and it did really well. See, we got this big old pile of chips here. Again, really nice consistency. Do need to kind of just spread it out so we don't get piled up on top of it, but really nice. The only thing we had happen was had stuff about this size. It would get jammed up like sideways down at the bottom, so it wouldn't feed and wouldn't allow you to feed anything else. So we just shut the machine off, let everything come to a stop, and then, you know, pulled it out. But other than those, and we only had that happen on 2 occasions, these 2. So out of that whole thing, you know, 2 small jams, nothing major, but worked really well. Really pleased with it. So we're gonna tackle some of this other stuff. I'm not gonna film it, and I'll just follow up at the end of the day, give you the final thoughts on it after we put a full day's use into it. Doing a lot of stuff. Really liking it so far. I think it's doing really well and have really no complaints at this point about it. And, you know, fed, you know, the 5-inch logs, fed them fine. You know, it just bounced a little bit. So you do want to make sure you're not standing, you know, directly behind it. We had a few small chunks like this that kicked out. So just, you know, make sure you're not in the danger zone, as you would call it. But going to get a lot of this stuff, fed a few of them in, had no problem with it. Some fresh ones. So we're going to take a hit at this, see what we can do, what kind of damage we can do on this. And so we'll follow up at the end and tell you how it is. Well, that's going to be it for us here today. We've run this thing for about 4.5 to 5 hours and really put it through its paces with some, you know, bigger logs, 3-4 inches, some around the 5-inch mark that it's rated for, and it did really well. And we have a really good sized pile of mulch so far. I mean, we made a pretty big dent in our pile here. It's a noticeable difference for sure. And I still have a long way to go, but really happy. So after running it that hard, we had no issues with it. You know, like the first part in the beginning where the bigger logs will get lodged sideways in the chute. Really just took this stick I used as a pusher to push stuff down in there. So when I put a bigger log in, I just held this log in, just trying to careen it and keep the bigger log to the side so it didn't get stuck sideways. The really awesome machine. Really pleased with it. I would definitely recommend it if you want a chipper shredder that's gonna do any kind of bigger size material. This had no issues. Never had any major bog downs or clogs or anything like that, and putting some vines and stuff through it, it was awesome. And this 420cc motor just really eats it up. Runs great. Only filled it up once. I put just a little bit of gas in it to start off and then filled it all the way up, and you know, we've run it for 5 hours or so on a single tank. So really pleased with it. I would definitely recommend this, and I have no complaints about it. It's the Powerhorse 5-inch 420cc chipper shredder. It's a great machine. Does a really good job. And gives you a really nice fine mulch. So that's it. I'll probably do another follow-up video once I get all of this stuff done and a lot of this other stuff cleaned up. It is going to get used a ton, and it's going to provide us a lot of great mulch to use down the road and in the future. So really excited to have this thing and have this great machine to use. So that's it. We'll see you.